Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know?
Hey guys! Thanks for joining us. I'm Raquel.
I'm Jake.
And this is
Don't you know? Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Alright.
Gonna add that over on our opening, and now we'll have some opening music. Go with our...
Take it down, don't you know?
So, I guess we'll go right into it then. Honestly, I know we say this almost all the time, but I really do think this will be a short episode.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead. And one thing I wanted to mention was from the episode that we did about me on Rock. We talked about Wally. And we talked about how you don't think that the people would get fat like that. We're about to find out after this quarantine is done.
I've got my little 25-pound weight around here somewhere. I've been cranking that thing.
We were just talking about it at work today, about how we're all gaining weight, and we're not even quarantined. And one of our coworkers came by, and we're like, "Did he gain a little bit of weight?" And so we're already gaining weight. So we're gonna find out, Jacob. And this is just gonna be within a month.
It's flu insurance, and so when you finally catch it and you're sick for 2 weeks, you're gonna lose a lot of weight. That's good prep. Don't you know? Eat up.
But see, that was, in Wally, it was over, years.
Yeah,
this is only going to be, a couple of months.
Right.
So, if we are all gaining weight within just a few months...
Yeah, but I'm just saying, people...
It disproves you!
People enjoy... People enjoy working out, Not everybody, and not most normal people, but some people do. There will always be some people that, jog around the spaceship.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a band that, you can't use the oxygen.
Well, there's a lot of people who are walking right now. But walking is nowhere near the same level of going to the gym and jogging on the treadmill and then lifting weights and then
yeah, but it's
not quite
something.
The same.
It's something.
Yeah, it is something. And so those people in themselves are kind of already not doing what they normally do. And then the people who already don't really go to the gym, but maybe they go out and go do stuff.
Yeah.
Now they're just stuck at home and they're not doing anything but eat and watch TV.
Yeah.
And people stocked up like crazy on food, so now there's tons of food in the house, and there's nothing to do. So you know what they're going to do?
Jumping jacks and push-ups, and sit-ups, and crunches.
No, they're going to eat all the food that they have in their house.
I know, I'm guilty too. I had so much food today. No, yeah, for sure. This ain't our quarantine episode.
Yeah, okay, anyways, I said we're gonna be a short episode. It's gonna be short. Let's go into it. Okay, so that's just one thing I want to say. I guess let's do updates with podcasts.
Okay, what new countries?
We don't have any new countries. We don't have any new countries, and we don't have any new states. But the only thing we have is California won for March.
Nice.
Though Georgia and Michigan did put up a really close fight with each other, not with California.
Marchifornia.
So this is the third month I think California has won, so.
Nice.
At least I'm winning at something. Maybe not don't you draw, but.
Don't you know that Jake's better draw artiste. I was gonna say drawtist, but intentionally I might add. I was playing with words.
And then updates-wise for me, not too much because I've just been stuck inside. I did finally was able to order a Switch. I had to keep pressing check out, because it was coming in and out of stock, so I was like, check out, nope, check out, nope, check out, and finally went through, so I ordered a Switch.
You're gonna buy 12 of them.
So, actually, it wasn't supposed to come until Tuesday, and they already apparently are shipping it out. So it should be here Sunday. So nice. That's pretty awesome.
Congrats. What games are you getting for it?
I've got Animal Cross, which is supposed to be here tomorrow, but hasn't even shipped yet, so I don't think that's happening.
Well.
But I did get a digital game, Fitness Boxing, because I wanted to do some type of fitness since I'm going to be stuck inside. And that's a digital copy, so as soon as my Switch comes in, I can go ahead and put that on there.
Cool.
And then, we just got a new contract, so I'll be making more money. Found out that I might be doing even more overtime, so I'm kind of like, I thought I would have a break, and now I'm gonna be doing more. But, money, so
yeah,
pay for my Switch.
I'm officially working from home now, so I've got all sorts of stuff set up so that I can access files and things. It's a mess, but it's actually gone pretty nicely. And, first day was very productive.
Nice. I've been when this first kind of started happening and everyone was teleworking, was kind of like, man, I wish I was teleworking. But after last weekend, I was like, I'm glad I get to get out of this house because, like, I was so bored. And yes, I would be working, but it's still not the same. And I even went out and made, like, a pie. I went to the store just to get stuff.
You can't be going out.
I can make a pie.
To go to the store.
Went to the store. I had to get out. I had to get out. I did. I wore gloves, and when I got into my car, I put hand sanitizer on the gloves and hand sanitizer on my hands. You have to hand sanitize the gloves, people. They're just as bad as your hands. They defeat the whole purpose.
Yeah, if you're just like wearing gloves but you're touching your face, it's no bueno.
Yeah, they keep. I think. Sometimes I feel like they keep the germs even more than your hands do. At least with your hands, some of the germs are coming off with the dead skin, you know? With gloves, no dead skin coming off.
But you eventually take off the gloves. You don't take off the hands.
Anyways, okay.
This is not our coronavirus episode.
Anyways, guys, so let's go ahead and, do you have any more updates for yourself, Jacob?
Are we talking media?
Well, we're about to. I was just trying to see if you had any updates with your life.
No, not really.
I guess which is media, right?
Yeah, pretty much. They're one and the same.
Well, let me go ahead and do mine, because I only have one.
Oh, okay, why don't you? I only have one too, but you can go.
Oh, okay.
No,
well,
go
normally,
ahead.
Sometimes you have, like, video games
Your
and maybe
Majesty.
a couple TV
no,
shows.
just Apex. No, please go on.
Yeah, that's every week, Jacob.
It's a good game.
I watched Food Wars. It's really, really weird and yet entertaining. So, yeah.
Food Wars? What is this?
It's anime, and basically this guy is, like, a cook, and he ends up going to this really, really fancy cooking school, high school, and it's, like, super serious, and, like, 90% of the people in the class will end up failing and getting expelled from the school before they graduate.
What a bunch of losers.
He was like, I don't need to go to some fancy school to have someone teach me stuff that I already knew. And, like, the very first day, he, like, learned all this, the competition. He was like, oh my god, this is awesome! Because he, like, loves to do food wars with his, dad. Come to find out his dad was like, anyways, I don't want to ruin anything. But what gets me about this, which is really weird, is that, like, they'll be eating the food and, like, oh! And, like, clothes will, like, bust off.
Wow.
It's like bush
absurdity.
Naked.
Nice.
The food apparently is not good unless they get naked. Unless their clothes just burst off of them. It's not good.
Oh, anime.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
That's funny.
So it has lots of innuendos in it. And that's it for me.
I watched the remake of The Grudge last night.
Oh, I didn't know they had a remake.
Pretty spooky. Yeah, it was 2019, I think. It was about... This isn't a spoiler, it's the pretense. Woman goes to Japan, is working on some sort of case there, gets haunted, brings it back to the United States and haunts her own house, and then it goes from there. And shenanigans happens. And yeah, it was pretty good. It was fun to watch. They do the spooky stuff, but it was a lot of jump scares and not as much on the plot line. But it was fun. I love
jump scares, but it's scary in itself, just like the idea of it.
It was the type that was like, I wasn't scared because you could always tell when something's gonna happen. It was like, oh, they're gonna pan into like the closet and then all of a sudden there's a jump. It's like, okay, we see what you're doing here. But it was pretty fun. It was good. Definitely spooky. That's all I got. We watched a lot of scary movies lately. And A Haunting on Hill House as well. Have you ever seen that?
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It's pretty good. We're like 5 episodes in.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it was...
We should Netflix party that one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, cool.
We'll have to Netflix party with Randy.
Okay, yeah,
He's got
sure.
Netflix as well.
Sweet. All right.
Maybe this weekend, if you don't finish watching it all.
Speaking of Netflix partying with friends, what's today's topic?
What's today's topic, Jacob? I forgot. No, I'm just kidding. It's Friends.
It's Friends. Nobody told you that life was gonna be like this.
I feel like we should have sang the Toy Story one.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a better one. But I can't think of, now that I mention it, I can't even think of what the words for it is.
You got a friend in me?
Yeah, there you go. I was like, it's Friends something. I know it. What is it?
Yeah.
Well, let's go right into it then.
All right, cool. Don't you know there was a time and a place called MySpace? There actually still is there. But do you remember the days when you had to pick your top friends? You got like 6 of them, or did you get 8? I don't remember. But
8.
You always got to line them up.
Yeah.
And they'd move them around. I had a cycle. I would just cycle them through so nobody got like jealous.
I was watching this TikTok recently about MySpace, and she was saying about how she was glad TikTok wasn't around when she was in school because, like, TikTok is, like, now. Everyone sees it now. But MySpace died, so all that embarrassing stuff in high school died off.
Yeah,
it's
nobody
no longer
has
there.
it.
Nobody.
Oh, it's so good. It's like a vault that just disappeared. It's like, you know how nice it would be if the internet just like purged itself like every 5 years, you know? It's just like, are we doing our full wipe? You're gonna have to rediscover everything that's ever been invented. You have to read books. Yeah, no, I mean...
And there was another one, and I can't remember the exact what it was saying was the difference or something like that, but it talked about the 8. And it was talking about how it was a way to be, like, passive-aggressive.
Oh, yeah,
so
for sure.
basically, if someone made you mad, you would move them from, like, 1 to, like, 4.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if they didn't fix it, you would move them down to 5. If they still didn't fix it, they would off your list.
Yeah. Now, it all depends on, like, you know, how you operate. I was never that petty, but, yeah, it definitely hurt. So funny.
I'm not on your top 8 anymore. Well, you're not on my top 8 anymore.
It's funny you say, like, you're lucky that TikTok wasn't around when we were younger. That person said that, but, I mean, we didn't even have cell phone cameras back then. It's like...
We had to, because how else do we take pictures?
With, like, digital cameras. Like the big ones that are dedicated to it.
I didn't have digital camera.
I don't know. I guess
like I did have a digital camera, but I didn't carry it around in high school.
I mean, I guess we did have it up in high school. I'm exaggerating, I guess. I'm not as boomer as I pretend to be.
But MySpace was like middle school. Like come high school was Facebook.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I remember sitting in the senior... No, I specifically remember sitting in the senior courtyard talking about how... Well, no, but then it had already been... Yeah, you're right.
I know it was...
Facebook's older than I'm giving it credit for.
My very first, like, Facebook, like, picture was from my sophomore history class. So, I know that's when it got big. And... MySpace was kind of up there with Facebook at the very beginning, but it, like, died off really quickly.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know why, because, like, MySpace, like, you got to change your
background,
loved it. You get to add music.
But all
like,
that's
you have
work.
so much more stuff to do.
All that's work. You had to be clever to do that. You want the masses. When it comes to numbers on the internet, you want the masses. Facebook is simple.
It is. If MySpace made it where you could just, like, click and choose a background... It probably would have been.
It was like having a website.
Adding the coding.
I mean, you remember going to like all the websites with like all the different, you had to copy the URL and stuff and like, not the URL, like all the code and everything. You could get like the rain falling across your screen or whatever. That was so much fun.
And that stuff was cool.
Yeah.
But the thing was, is as soon as you like misplaced it somewhere or whatever, it was, you basically had to like, if you had too much stuff, you basically had to delete your whole page to re-add stuff because you didn't know what went where. So you couldn't have like 2 backgrounds. So.
Yeah, or you learn like a like coding class, you know? That's funny.
Yeah, which I mean, that's probably why I know some, but it didn't compare it to Facebook, which didn't have all of that. It was much easier, like you said. Yeah,
now you're a grown person. You just go to jakemissile.com and bam, you got it.
So, what makes someone your friend versus an acquaintance? And then what makes someone your best friend?
I think that a friend has to be somebody that you enjoy hanging out with, that you get some sort of like you both come together and you get something positive out of it. You know, imagine like a chemical reaction of 2 chemicals or whatever they are, and they touch and they make some big dramatic explosion or whatever. I feel like when you got friendships and like a good explosion, I mean, obviously fighting with people, that's not a good reaction, but I feel like when you get something positive, that's like the sum of the parts is, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. I think that's what a friendship's all about.
I feel like at one point, someone becomes your friend when you kind of like seek them out kind of thing. Like you specifically like...
You want to go hang out.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be hang out, because I feel like you can have like internet friends. Like maybe you met someone on the internet, and you specifically will send them a message. Or you'll specifically go and like ask them to hang out or something like that.
Or play video games or something.
Yeah. Versus like maybe a work acquaintance would be seeking them out to hang out outside of work or for lunch or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So going beyond just running into each other.
Yeah.
And then for a best friend, that's when the relationship is more than just like seeking someone out, but like
it just becomes the norm.
When you specifically have like something happen to you and you seek them out. Kind of thing, versus where, oh, let's hang out, let's do something, or I have like this event I want to go do, I'll invite you.
Mm-hmm.
Best friend would be, this happened in my life, I'm going to go to this person because that's the person I want to go to.
Yeah. Now, I already know the answer to this, but I'm just going to ask it anyway. Are you the type of person that has a lot of friends that you're kind of close with, or just like a couple friends that you're really close with? How do you sort your social?
What do you think, Jacob?
I think that you're kind of more close knit, and you just have a few people that you focus on. And I'm the same way.
So I'm one of those people that are, and I mean, you can tell by some of the stories I tell about with me and Jacob have done, but I'm pretty outgoing. I like to meet new people.
I'm nodding. You can't see it, but...
Yeah. I mean, the one big time, anytime like I think of outgoing, I always think about the one time for homecoming where I made you guys all dance. No one was dancing, and there was a band playing. I was like, "Come on, we're dancing!"
I did not like dancing.
I know, but I made you dance anyways, and I made my friends dance, and we ended up getting that very nice picture. Anyways, and so. Freshman year in college, my friends used to say, Raquel, we can't take you anywhere, because anytime we take you somewhere, someone's waving at you, someone's saying hi to you. But even though I do make friends, it doesn't necessarily mean they're very close. It's just, I like to basically build like a network. I like being able to kind of connect and maybe even introduce people to others.
You say you have a lot of acquaintances.
Yeah, I mean, I would say more than acquaintance, because I would be like, hey, this is something I want to do, and I would know people who I think would be interested in doing that with me. So I would still seek them out and still hang out with them, but it doesn't necessarily mean, like, I have to talk to them every week, or, like, see them every day or anything like that.
They're like step friends. No, that sounds bad.
So they're
I know what you mean.
They're my friends, but they're not, like, close friends.
They're circumstantial. It's like, oh, I've got tickets to go see sports. Let's go see sports with Dave. Dave likes sports.
Yeah.
Dave's like, yeah, I like sports.
Yeah, so I mean, I have lots of friends, but close friends I am very more smaller amount.
Right.
I don't tell everyone my business. What about you, Jacob?
No, I'm pretty much the same way. I got a few people that I keep in touch with, but nowadays everything's so busy and everybody's so spread out. Yeah, it's a lot tougher. It's a lot easier back in like dorms when you just had to walk up a flight of steps to go see all your buddies.
Across the hall.
Yeah, across the hall, or they're like in the room. You know, now you gotta
we would all hang out in one room doing homework just to be all with each other.
Yeah. You know, somebody might have class, but, you know, you go to class and you come back and watch, Game of Thrones or whatever.
We would know, like, we'd come back for class and go to the one room, and we already, basically everyone was in there. We, like, already knew that's where they were going to be at.
Yeah. Nowadays, you have to schedule off work, and you have to drive across town, and you have to pack up the kids and schedule with the wife or the girlfriend or whatever.
I won't get to see you. I won't get to see you this year.
Oh, that's right, because
I was going to come out in July.
Yeah, that's probably not happening.
Well, I mean, I think it will be fine by July, but yeah. I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Well, no, I'll still see you this year, because for Japan. I just won't go out there to see you.
Yeah.
But...
A little later, too.
Yeah, but I'm going to save my vacation time, because we get paid out our PTO, it doesn't carry over.
Okay, cool.
And so my work anniversary is December 7th. So, like, right before Japan.
Nice.
So I'm gonna save that week of PTO so that I get paid it out. So
Sweet.
I can use it for spending money.
Nice.
Because I already have the money for a ticket, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the ticket. And then, I'm gonna get the ticket next week. And then I'm going to use the money that we're getting, the stimulus check, I'm gonna use half of it for Airbnb. Are you and Deanna gonna come out to California first, then to Japan, so we all hop on the same plane, or what are you thinking?
I haven't thought that far yet. I'll have to think about that another time. Yeah, things are so busy. We got I'm at almost 300 pages on this technical manual. That's kind of got all my brain power right now.
But that is one thing to consider, though, is if you wanted to come out this way, so they'll be all in the same plane.
Right. Yeah, I guess if it's a layover anyway, we'll definitely schedule that. That would be more fun.
So, or you could always, because we're leaving on Monday to go there, or Sunday, or one of those days. I think it's Monday. And then, coming back on a Saturday, so you could always come in the day before, spend the night, then we can leave the next day.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a layover necessarily. Just get here and then get another ticket. Okay.
Well, I was going to use that to segue into, although it is harder to, immediately go meet with friends and stuff, it is always important to keep that in mind and to make it intentional. Because like The Sims says, friendships are like plants. If you don't water them, they'll die.
Don't you know, your first time you meet your new friend, it has to be memorable. If it's not memorable, you don't usually end up like close friends or long-term friends with them.
Yeah. That's a good point. Or something memorable. I've heard that it takes 7, like, you have to meet somebody 7 times for you to be, like, comfortable with them. I think it's definitely one of those 7 has to be pretty memorable. If you just have 7 normal encounters here, this person.
I think so, yeah. Like, I remember how we got close friends, and that was because we were random people that were talking into, like, the morning on Facebook.
It was the climbing tower.
We weren't very close friends from the climbing tower.
No, not really, I guess.
I
remember what you're talking about.
From talking on Facebook.
Is that
I'm talking about how memorable it is, and Jacob's like, oh, now I remember.
Yeah, no, I remember it now. I know what you're talking about.
Because you didn't sleep, and I was working all night.
I still don't sleep. I was playing video games.
And then my best friend Olive, I met her through a tornado warning or watch or something like that. We were in our health class and we were like sitting against the wall for like hours because it was a really long one. We just sat there for hours. And so I was like annoying her the whole time because I was bored.
So I'm reminded of the movie Step Brothers. There's that one scene, and I was trying to look up what they say, but they look at each other and go, did we just become best friends? And it was like sort of like, what's that moment that's like, bam, you also like this movie, or you also know every album from this person? That's it. We're going to get along. You know what I'm talking about?
You like Blink-182?
There you go. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, I think music is a real good one for that, because if you both know a band, you're already going to be able to jam out in the car if you're like hanging out.
Yeah, like Randy and I became really good friends, and that was through Pops, Funko Pops. We both collect them, and we both like to get autographed. So, okay, let's do the only thing I have left is an article.
In Step Brothers, it was that they share a favorite dinosaur and an admiration for John Stamos and Better Housekeeping. That was the one. Yeah, no way I would remember that. Yeah, let's do an article.
Okay, so this article is from Fox News, and it's called Average American Has This Many Actual Friends, Study to Term, by Zoya Gervais? No, I've completely messed that up. So, I remember this article. So this article I had a long time ago, and I completely forgot about it, and now I remember it.
Nice.
So 45% of... This is interesting. Okay, so before I go into this, would you say that you find it more difficult to make friends now, or when you were younger?
Definitely now, but only because I'm out of school. I completely blame that. I'm not around as many people my age all the time, always, so it's obviously a lot. I mean, that's easy.
I completely agree with you. So this says 45% of adults say that it's more difficult to make new friends now. So they did a study and they found that 20,000 Americans revealed that an average
2,000.
American, how many did I say?
20,000.
Oh, sorry, 2,000 revealed that the average American hasn't made a new friend in 5 years.
Oh.
I'm not an average American. I made a new friend.
Yeah, I've made new friends.
A couple. Oh, and this one's interesting too. Look, the peak for popularity is age 23.
Oh, yeah?
For many. Sometimes it peaks at 21. Those are pretty... Jacob, we're getting 10 years over that.
But honestly, I mean, I don't have the energy to sustain that many relationships at the same time anyway. I don't want to go to parties and meet 40. Imagine going and meeting 10 people tonight, you know? It's like, hey, come on. Let's go get dressed. We're going to meet 10, 20 people. You got to memorize all their names, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, you know what you just said? Here, listen to this paragraph. The majority respondents cite friendship-making barriers that include aversions to bar scenes, where most people choose to socialize, or the feeling that everyone's friendship is already formed. I don't want to go out drinking. Well, some people... Did they do the study on you, Jacob?
Yeah, maybe. No, I haven't been in any studies.
Okay, and here's another one. Other notable reasons why Americans can't seem to make new friends as an adult is commitment to family, not having any hobbies that allow them to meet new people.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Or moving to a new city.
Yeah, a new city. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because it's really hard to move to a new city and meet people.
Yeah.
I was going to say things like the meetup apps and things like that, where you all go fly a kite or do something like that, book clubs and things like that. But man, I don't want to do those. And then you're just diving straight in to like a lottery of random people. And this is going to sound like so jaded. The reality is, here, like rant incoming. All the people in those groups are weird because they run out the normal people anyway. So, no. That's so terrible. I'm just joking. No, I mean...
So this goes on to talk about a couple ways to, like, make friends and stuff like that. Like, ways to, learn, like, environments that you can make friends.
No, realistically, like, most of the time, you're gonna make friends through your day-to-day life, and that's gonna be... I mean, it's just like our dating episode. You mostly meet them through school and through work. And if you're unemployed and don't go to, and you haven't been to school, then you're probably not meeting a lot of people. Unless you're like, if you're unemployed and you're, haven't been to school and you're like a drug dealer, you're meeting a lot of people. So it all depends. I don't know why that's a lot of things you could do. Anyway.
Yeah. There's a couple more interesting little statistics here. They find that, okay. I don't know if you've read this part yet. So how many friends would you say an adult has?
I think I just glanced at it. Turns out 16, but I was going to say like...
Dang it!
I was going to say like 10-ish, maybe a dozen.
Okay, so for those who haven't read that part yet, they say that 16. 3 friends for life, 5 for people that you really like and hang out with, and 8 people that you like, but you wouldn't really spend one-on-one time with them.
How does the internet affect this? I mean, as far as like, do you count... Let me take this back. How do you, Raquel, count an online friend? Do you have anybody that you just text with and they're like online? Have you ever been in chat rooms and do you count them as friends? Or are they fake and they don't count?
I feel like I'm not a good example for this because I don't really have any examples for that, like of people that I talk to only online.
Okay, fair enough. I'm in like gamer chats and stuff, so I talk to people. There's some people I like know.
Rocky doesn't game.
This could be any chats. They could be for other stuff too.
No, I'm in a couple chats, but I'm not active in those, so there's not really anyone in it that I'm like...
You could be in like movie groups. You talk to people in the pops industry.
So, most people have remained close with friends they met when they were younger. Nearly half of those surveyed have stayed friends with people from high school, and further, 31% with people from college. And that's majority for me too. Most of my friends are from people from high school or from college. Mostly college.
Yeah. Most of my friends that I know are more from college than high school. I don't really talk to anybody from high school. Nothing against them. I mean, it'd be fun to reconnect. Oh, hey, that's next year for me. If we all survive this epidemic.
Yeah, I'm not going to my high school reunion, so it's alright. I think a lot of people are counseling too, so. So, talking about the epidemic, it made me think about it, because basically we can't go out and meet new people. And I saw this, like, TikTok, and I was like, for all you guys single, the world's basically saying single forever because there's not any way to go out and meet anyone.
The good news is, I mean, if you start... That's a little dark. I was going to say it's killing off your competition, but I feel a little bad at the delivery.
I'm sorry. Most of the people that it's killing off are older people, and I don't really think of them as competition. At least I hope not.
The good news is, once you do go out and fall in love and get married and have kids, they're going to have great immune systems. They're never going to get sick from this. Oh, goodness.
That's only if I were to get it and whoever else were to get it.
That's true, if you dodge it. So, your Corona Lick challenge.
My system hasn't.
Don't do the Corona Lick challenge or whatever it is. Have some pride.
I've never had the chickenpox either. I have the vaccine shot for that, though.
I haven't. So, one day.
Oh, no.
I know.
I read a couple of studies that say that since I had the chickenpox vaccination, that I'm least likely to get shingles.
Ah, interesting. Well, I've heard they're really bad the older you get, and I've
also heard that if you've had chickenpox, you're more likely to get shingles.
Ah, well.
So, for right now, Jacob, you looking good.
Yeah, awesome. Cool.
You sure you never had the vaccination?
Pretty sure.
I think it was required for college.
I don't know.
I know that when I went to college, I had to do a third chickenpox vaccination. I only had 2, and then they came out with a third one.
I only had to get tuberculosis and the screening. I didn't have, and then the tetanus booster. Those are the only 2 that I know of.
I have to do the tetanus booster because you're supposed to do it like every 10 years.
Yeah.
I haven't done it.
I did it when I got my teeth busted out. They gave it to me there. I was like, all right, fair enough. And my arm went more sore than my mouth was. Then I got a bunch of antibiotics in my butt. And, fun day.
Okay, so, friends, do you go visit each other in the hospital when you bust your front teeth?
Yeah, they actually were with me and they drove me there. They were champs. Okay. And, so I had some good friends. They were with
you when you busted your teeth, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel...
I guess they could have just dropped you off and then left.
And I mean, they ended up leaving anyway, and they were totally fine. I would not expect something minor like that. I mean, it wasn't really a big injury. It's just mostly cosmetic. It's not life-threatening by any means. But for big stuff, I mean, yeah, I would go see my friends if they were, like, really hurt.
I think the true factor of, like, best friends or really close friends are who's gonna, like, come to the hospital when you're giving birth or having your first kid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty big test for sure.
You went to Joelle's, right?
I actually went the day after because things were very busy. Okay, but you still
showed up.
Yeah, I showed up.
While they were hospital still.
Yeah, definitely.
You didn't wait until they came home.
Right, yeah. No, I went out there. And they were so busy. I asked, I was like, hey, I could come. And they're like, you can come tomorrow. I was like, okay, I'll come tomorrow.
So, and of course, distance also plays a factor. I mean, like, you having your first kid. I'm sorry, Jacob. I don't think I'm going to make that.
I don't know if I'll make that either. That's terrible. I'm just joking. Yeah, no, I mean, it all depends. You better do a voice call or something. Video call, I mean. You better do a voice call. Let's just call the phone call.
Let me see that baby. Oh, God, Jacob.
God,
that poor baby's got your nose.
Yeah, poor thing. It'll never walk.
Remember, Jacob, you remember our deal with my baby.
What? No, I don't.
Yeah, you had to tell me if my baby's ugly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I will. I will tell you your baby's ugly.
My baby better come out with, like, blue eyes. I want them to have blue eyes. I'm gonna have, I want to get green contacts. I'm gonna try that out. Because right now I have honey.
That'll get you a blue-eyed boyfriend for sure.
Well, I have a little bit of favor because, my mom has blue eyes and both my brothers have hazel, so obviously we have a decent amount of recessive genes. So maybe...
You got a shot, is what you're saying.
I have a shot.
Nice.
Exactly.
Well, best of luck.
Thanks. So I'm done. I don't really have anything else. I mean, I feel like...
Yeah, I don't really have any more friends.
Friendship is, like, a lot of different topics we could have done, but I can't think of any right now, at least.
Have you ever heard of, like, people who do... I really like this idea, but it's hard to put into practice. It's like, oh, every Tuesday we go to this place and we have a meal. I think that's such a good thing. I don't do it, but I think it's such a good thing. Maybe I should do it with my friends.
Well, I mean, we kind of do something like that every week. We record, and we catch up on each other by doing our little updates on our life.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm talking about, like, going to a restaurant or something, though. I think meals are important.
You can't do that right now anyways.
We can't do that right now anyway, I know. This isn't a coronavirus episode.
And now you guys would, not ever meet up because you're like, oh, well, we have to wait until the restaurant's open back up.
You have to
we're virtualizing right now. We're social distancing.
We were talking about Netflix and the party viewer thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's great for friends. That's fantastic. When I heard they were doing that, I was like, oh, nice. Good thinking.
Apparently, I think Disney Plus is doing it as well.
I'm sure a lot of places are doing it. I've heard of other services doing it. It's just when Netflix did it, I was like, okay, it's like mainstream now.
Yeah, it definitely blew up. So I'm pretty
sure. They probably bought one of these little companies.
I think Netflix started it, and that's why Disney Plus did it, because they're like, we're giving Netflix a run for its money already. We can't let it jump out ahead.
You ever seen that meme where it's like, hey, can I copy your work? And it's like, yeah, but just change it up so it doesn't look the same. Yeah. That's all of them. They're just...
Yeah, basically, because Netflix Party is red with NP, and Disney Plus is blue with DP. It looks exactly the same.
That's funny.
Anyways, okay, so I'm done. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, cool. So thanks for listening to us, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. And it was a short episode-ish.
Yeah, shortish.
So please, subscribe, follow us, share, check out our Don't You Draw episode that we just uploaded.
I was going to say, if you want a longer episode, that's another 30 minutes, so there you go.
Well, that Don't You Draw is probably like 15 minutes. Nice and short for you guys.
By the time you cut it down, too.
And then, yeah. And you can send us an email at don'tyouknowpod@gmail.com. You can check out our Twitter at don'tyouknowpod. And until next time, guys, see ya!
See ya!